What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Tech Talk. I'm your host, Josh from KeepItTechie, and it's good to see all you guys in the building. I definitely appreciate all you guys coming through. But today I have another special guest in the building. It's the Digital Empress, and I'm super excited about this interview because she's actually from my hometown, and I don't know. It's just always good to meet people that are in the IT field, in my opinion, that or from where you from, kind of grew up, how you grew up or whatever. So it's dope. You know what I'm saying? So how you doing today?
For having me.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. Yeah. But the Digital Empress, she's in. Do you want me to call you the Digital Empress or by your real name, your
It
first
doesn't
name?
matter.
Okay. All
I guess
right.
you can keep it casual by calling me my name.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I got you. So, she's in the cybersecurity field, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to bring her on. I always try to find people that work in different areas of IT that I've never worked in before. Because as you guys know, I'm a database administrator. I've been in the IT field working in different areas, for about 15 years now, and I thought it would be, cool, or it's always cool to bring on people, from different backgrounds and just as long as they work in the IT field and everything. But before I get started, let me shout out the first couple people in the chat. Um, let's see, Rev, what's up, man? First one in. Savage Scientist, good to see you. Tobias Price, good to see you. Lovely Angel Lady, my wife, what's up? Good to see you. Solo, Kalila Scott, what's up, Kalila? How you doing? Tetual Chatter, what's up, man? How you doing? Katie's Sci Life, good to see you. And Professor Black Ops, good to see you. Good to see you. I'm glad you're in the building. Um, so let me go down and let you introduce yourself and just give everybody a little bit about your background.
Sure. So, hi everybody. My name is Taylor Enarte. Hi, cat. That's my cat, Hercules. So yes, my name is Taylor Enarte. Thank you guys for tuning in today and seeing what I have to say. I like um, Josh said, I am from the Baton Rouge area. I lived there for most of my childhood and my early, like, young adulthood until I graduated high school in 2014. And while living in Louisiana, I was the tech girl in my family. I was always on the computer. I was always on our family computer. Um, and we had to, like, my dad was constantly buying us, like, the newest laptops or, whatever laptop that I had wanted at the time, because my brother and sister would get on and they would constantly, like, download things, games, and get viruses and stuff on the computer. I would try my best to get them off and clean up the computer and stuff like that. Um, and he would just, he would constantly buy us, our laptops and stuff like that. And I was always the one that was on them, clicking around, just, figuring out the computer. But I didn't know that I could pursue tech as a career field. And I'm sure, Josh, I don't know if you grew up, hearing about this in our school system.
Not at
Uh,
all.
yeah, we don't hear about this in our school system. And I went to a predominantly white high school, and I still didn't. It still wasn't like a career field that they pushed there. It was mostly like teaching for girls. It's like they push girls to do what they would consider feminine careers, and then they push men to do, like, working in construction or engineering, or they probably get pushed more to do tech, where women are pushed to do nursing and teaching and childcare. And um, most of the women on my mom's side of the family are in childcare or in education.
Hmm.
And that was just something that I didn't want to do it. I just didn't see myself doing that. Um, and So when I got to high school and went throughout high school, I didn't really have any tech classes. I didn't really get to dive into like what I could enhance with my skill set in high school, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do on top of that. So I remember senior year, I started freaking out, and my aunt and uncle found out. They live here. I currently live here in the Washington D.C. metro area,
Oh, that's
and
dope.
yeah, so my uncle, he's also from Louisiana. He's been living here for some time, and he thought this would be a really good, place for me to come and expand my horizons and find out what I wanted to do. And after high school, 2 weeks after I graduated high school, I flew into Baltimore. My uncle came and got me. And from there, they got me enrolled. Him and my aunt got me enrolled in school. I went to Montgomery College. And at first, they had convinced me to do dental hygiene. So I was in college and I was taking a bunch of general studies classes. And then I got to like science classes and I was like, okay, I can't do this. Like, this is not what I want to do either. So I remember I had a friend that I had met and they were working in the computer lab at my college, work study. So they were like, oh, do you want to come work here? And I was like, sure, why not? And so they got me a job there. And I remember I was looking one day, I told my coworkers, I was like, I don't think I want to do dental hygiene. I don't like what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, look through the catalog and see if, you see anything else that you want to pursue. So I'm looking through the college catalog and I go straight to the tech, section. And that's where I found that they had a cybersecurity degree, a cybersecurity program. And I remember reading the description. I was like, that's what I want to do. That's it right there. So the next day I went to I guess you call it the degree where you change your degree program or
Oh
whatever.
yeah, advisors or something.
Yeah, the advisors. So I went to them and I told them, I want to change my degree program to this. And so they changed it for me. And just like that, started taking tech classes that next semester. It was like 2015. Fall 2015, I started taking tech classes. But I remember at the time, my aunt and uncle like freaked out when I went and changed it because I didn't tell anybody except for my coworkers.
Okay.
Yeah, so I went and told them after the fact and they like freaked out on me. But now they're getting into tech. So but that's how I started, from there to here. And after that, I just networked with different people. I was constantly talking to different people in college. And I started dating someone at the time who actually worked at the National Institutes of Health here. And that's how I scored my first like tech internship for the government. And
Okay.
got all the way to becoming a security engineer.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah. So shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? That's a dope background story and everything. You know what I'm saying? And we all have those types of stories. You know what I'm saying? It like I always say. On my channel, you can grab a couple different cybersecurity professionals, and they all have a different way of getting into the field. It's super dope. You know what I'm saying? So. But I thought I seen, but nah, DC is cool. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I need to visit again. Last time I went up there, I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? So how is the job market up there? Up there, that's one
Oh
thing I
my
want to ask.
gosh. I'm a Black woman and I've been able to work, a few jobs, like great jobs that have helped me in my career field. It's very diverse. It's nothing like, where we come from. It's just kind of like black and white. And you may see, a few sprinkles of Spanish people here, Asian people there. No, it's like especially where I live, it's very diverse.
Okay.
And they're very open to making sure where you are hired is diverse as well. So I've worked with Black women in tech. I've worked with Black men in tech. Um, I've worked with Spanish people who are in tech. And then the pay is great.
Mm-hmm.
So the pay is great, but they're going to work you.
Oh
So
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. So, I don't know if can you elaborate on some of the other jobs you had or things? Because
Yeah.
I've seen you did like a couple talks. I think I remember seeing some pictures. So if you can elaborate on that, that'll be great.
Yes. So I started at the computer lab. I think that really jump started like me getting that internship
Mm-hmm.
uh, with the government, the National Institutes of Health. Um, and then I was also pursuing a tech degree. So my the person I was dating at the time, their father was like very impressed that I was like pursuing cybersecurity, because even though like it's very diverse up here and there you can run across a lot of Black women that are in tech, I think it's still very almost rare to come across us.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do, people are like, oh wow, like that's a really good career field. So he was really impressed that I was pursuing this, and I was heading in the right direction. So he see that I was working at the computer lab on my campus, and was like, hey, we have an internship coming up. I think we would be a really good fit for this. So I applied for it. He got me in, and there was a SharePoint security, I was going to say analysis.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were building a SharePoint site for our specific sector that we were working on. And I basically went in there and I was like the access person, permissions handler. So different departments would come to me and they would be like, oh, this person can't have this access, or, this department can have this access. So I was handling like the permissions for that site. And so I had that job, really good, met some really good people, very great experience. I tell a lot of people that are in this area, if they can get an internship or get a job at NIH, it's great. It's a great, place to start. It's a great environment, very diverse. You can learn a lot about health working there, even if you're working in tech. And I have some family members on my husband's side who also work at NIH. So if I wanted to get back in there, I could if I wanted to. But after that job, I scored my first full-time position as a help desk analysis. So got that position. And I was the only girl on that team, only Black girl at that. I was the only Black girl on that team. But it really prepared me for all the other jobs that I had after that, because I like to tell people that starting out, if you don't have any tech background and you're looking to, kind of get your first step in the door, help desk is a really good place to start.
Oh, yeah.
It teaches you about like how computers work, how networks work, how software works, how to fix software, how to deal with people, how to communicate with people, how to translate tech information to easy to understand information for people that don't understand tech. And I think a lot of people don't value the skills that you get in help desk, because they think it's like a low paying job, or they think it's like bottom of the barrel. But it taught me a lot about like tech customer service and being able to translate technical information to non-technical people, because even though that is help desk, that ability to get that information and translate it to non-technical people helped me when I got other jobs. Like when I became a security engineer, I was constantly doing that. When I became a network analysis again for the NIH, I was constantly doing this. And at this point, I'm dealing with directors and VIPs that are like really high up in the government. So like, they're like on you about like, how does this work? How do you do this? Like, why does this work? So you really have to like know your stuff and know, how to explain things to them in a way that they can understand it. So that job really, really helped me grasp that skill. And I was constantly like building PCs. Remember, like you see I have nails now. Like it got to a point where I couldn't even get nails because in the boxes, and I was breaking my nails. I was cutting my fingers. I was like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. Like I can't do it. The RAM was cutting me. I just couldn't do it. So I worked there and I was like, okay, I think I'm ready to, I've gotten all the knowledge that I need. I think I'm ready to, hop to my next position. So after that, I started working for another company. It was a pharmaceutical company, and I was basically like a systems analysis there. Similar work, but I had to kind of approve and deny and test and patch like software and stuff before that went out, and add new employee hires to our system, Active Directory, like that. I was constantly working with Active Directory and things like that. And then I was a part of an iPad project that we had, really big iPad project that we had there. Okay. And I worked along with my manager at the time. This is where I had a Black lady as a manager, and she was great to work with. She was really great to work with. I had some fun with her. And that's where I got, some of my like project management or tech project management experience there. Mm-hmm. And after that, I went back to NIH because the person that I was dating at the time, he had gotten a job there. And so he was like, oh, you want to come work here? So I was like, sure, I'll come back. And so he got me back in. We were both on the same network team, working on the government's networks and, making sure everything was connected right, everything was flowing right. We were constantly meeting up with, like I said, the VIPs, directors of NIH. Like I would walk into some people's offices and they're like, oh yeah, we worked on Ebola, and I'm like, oh, okay. And you just never know like who you're going to be talking to. So I had to be like really on my P's and Q's working here, because this is where I'm like actually working with like I said, you never know who is the director, who's a VIP, who's you just don't know. So you be walking in their offices and I had to like get underneath the desk and like connect cables and run cables and make sure, everything was connected right. Go to the server room, make sure everything's, working there. We would also work very closely with the software, not development team, but they were the ones who kind of tested the software before it went out for deployment.
Okay.
Yeah. So I remember we used to get so mad at them because like, when you have a big organization like this and you have to like put software out to a bunch of people and run a bunch of software patches, and then they deploy it, they don't do enough testing, and then they deploy it, and then we have all these tickets coming in like, oh, this doesn't work, this doesn't connect anymore. So you're gonna have to deal with that, in the tech industry if you're looking up coming in.
Yeah, but earlier you said something like very important that I don't want to forget it or whatever. Yeah. But you were talking about, help desk and, working at that level, is important for people that are getting into this field, because you learn those soft skills and everything, and as well as talking, with execs and all that stuff. Basically, everything you were saying was spot on. You know what I'm saying? That's something I try to push. You need to understand the fundamentals and get into a help desk role, at some point in your career, so you can, learn those soft skills. So
yeah, you also learn like we use Outlook a lot in the corporate field. Most jobs that I have, we use Outlook. It teaches you how to email. People don't think about like you're going to be having to email people, and you have to have email etiquette, and we're going to be going into like weekly meetings, and we're having video meetings. It teaches you so much. And with that job, sorry if you hear my baby, he's down there. A lot of the times that job, I didn't meet the clients directly. Like a lot of the times I was fixing problems remotely. Like we were remote into their systems, and I would fix it that way. So like, you never know like who you're getting on the phone with. They could be upset because, something's not working. They're trying to get their job done. You could be working with a very important person, and then, it depends on like it depends on the company and the client, because these are also clients. So if they don't like the way that you're handling your job, you can lose that company money and you lose a client because, you know, you don't know how to communicate. You don't know how to deal with this person. You don't know how to, you know, explain to this person or keep this person calm so that, you know, they're happy with your service. So I think I try, like you said, I try to push that a lot and, you know, encourage people to get into help desk if they want to get their first tech job, because it teaches you so much about like communication in tech. Because it's not me being in tech and being in it for over the amount of years that I've been in it. There's a very big problem with lack of communication in a lot of times, and that's why we run into a lot of issues from, you know, help desk, data administration, security. It's a lack of communication a lot of the times.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
Let me give a couple of shout outs right fast, and I apologize. Let's see. Doug, shout out to you for the $5 super chat. I definitely appreciate it. And you guys don't have to donate. You know what I'm saying? But if you do, you know, it goes right back into the channel. I definitely appreciate it. As well as Kenny Conjo, shout out to you. He says, shout out to my hometown and this cyber sec professional. And if I didn't have a position placement overseas, I would pursue something back in my hometown. And let me go back to something you talked about earlier. Um, was it scary to kind of jump out and decide to move to a totally new place that you probably never lived in before, other than probably visiting? Because I think you said that was family. So,
Yeah.
you know, was that kind of scary?
No, I was so excited. I was ready to leave.
Okay, okay.
I was so ready to leave because, like I said, I was in a predominantly white high school, so I had friends, but it was still awkward. Yes, baby, it was awkward, and you know, by the time I got the senior year, I had grown so much mentally. I was ready to get out and see the world, and do like start my life. So when I think it was May 28th, I left. May 28th, that 2014, I left. I was like, okay, I'm ready to go. Like, let's go. But then when I got up here, it was such a different scene. Like,
Hmm.
it's so like, you know, like we like to party in Louisiana. It's very kind of slow.
Yeah.
We're just very like chill. But like up here, everybody's like, go, go, go. Like, it's all the time. Like, go, 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 work, work, work. Everybody's, you know, wants to know what you do. Like, you know, what you're getting into. Like, it's nothing like home. Nothing, nothing, nothing.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
That yeah,
it's,
my experience was kind of, well, I was ready to go, but I didn't want to leave family. But you know, my way of actually leaving was the military. So I
oh,
joined the army, you know, a long time ago, and
yeah.
did my thing, and that allowed me to travel the world. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's something I try to, you know, tell young people, especially where I'm from. I mean, get out of Louisiana, go see what's out there. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of opportunity and a lot of money, you know, in
Mm.
other places as well. So, cause like one of the things that, and that was one thing I was gonna say. One of the things, um, I guess I was heading down that chemical plant route. And you know that's one of the big jobs down there that a lot of people make money is,
I
you
think
know,
my brother's
working at the
trying to
chemical
get into
plants.
that
Oh,
now. Yeah.
okay, okay, yeah, yeah. Cause like my dad actually worked for Exxon Mobil,
Oh
you
wow.
know, and he was like a supervisor and all that stuff. And he could have got me in, and he was working on actually getting me in, you know, until I decided to, you know, hop into the tech field. Let me say that, and then move, you know, out of Baton Rouge. Cause
Hmm.
yeah, I remember those nights. My dad coming home smelling like all them chemicals and stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
It takes a toll on your health over time too.
yeah.
Like all that around all that chemical, like that's
Hmm.
bad.
Yeah. And then I've known people that have gotten hurt like real bad. Yeah, they got a big payout, but they got hurt real bad at working at those plants and being around all that type of stuff. So
Right.
that's something I definitely didn't want to go through or do, you know.
I don't know how my brother's gonna do it, but trying to get the bag right now.
Yeah, it's money in it though. I ain't gonna lie. I can't deny that it's money in it, especially if you know working overtime and the turnarounds and all that stuff. But anyway, I don't want to go down that road. Let's get back to to the tech. So, one thing I wanted to ask you, so school,
Yeah,
um, college, did college, do you think that really helped you, I guess, excel in the field? Do you think the college does? Okay.
I think so because my college specifically, shout out to Montgomery College in
Mm-hmm.
Germantown. That specific, so there's three different campuses here. There's Germantown, Rockville, and Tacoma. And so Germantown was like the campus solely for like the tech programs.
Mm-hmm.
So on my campus, the cybersecurity degree was like, or the cybersecurity program was like a big thing. And you saw posters all around the school for it. You saw like them trying to like recruit us. The teachers, the professors were trying to get us to come into the field. And we had so many professors in different like extracurricular activities that they pushed us to do.
Mm-hmm.
So our professors, I tell people this all the time, my professors were actually professionals working in the field. Like they would go and do their job during the day and then or at night, and then they would come and teach us like what they needed to teach us and tell us what was going on at their jobs, what they could. And we also had the cybersecurity club, which I was always going to, always in. We had like a cyber, you can go look it up. Like they have like pictures and stuff online. They've asked me to do like an interview and stuff with them. They had like a cyber lab that you could go to and you can practice. They had like Kali Linux installed on all the laptops in there. They had, all, yeah, we did so much. Like if you were in that club, you learned so much. And I think that's why like a lot of people, like I understand like a lot of people come to me for help because they can tell, because like literally all the time you could go in the lab like at any time on your off time, and they had a bunch of laptops set up, and they had like cyber questions you could like challenges that you could go like mini CTFs, and you could go in there and like solve challenges. You can run Wireshark. You could test digital forensics, software and stuff like that. Like they had all of that for us, and I would just be in there, doing homework, doing whatever needed. If I needed help, the program director would help me, and then I would get on their laptops and like try and solve challenges. They also would encourage us to go to like hackathons and CTFs. Sorry,
No
they would encourage us to go to like hackathons, which are like overnight coding 24-hour challenges. You can win prizes and present them. I presented one with the team. And then CTFs, if you don't know, like we would have those are like just a few hours where you would hack or try and hack with the team. But yeah, my college experience, it was great. It taught me how to network with different people. A lot of people don't put emphasis on knowing how to network in this field. Your network is your net worth in this field. A lot of the people I know, like I said, the person that I used to date, my friends, they helped me get jobs. They helped me get opportunities because I was just around the right people. And also getting yourself into like extracurricular activities at school also really helps. You meet new people, you get to do challenges, go and do meet people off at these hackathons, CTFs, whatever you do. And also at hackathons and CTFs, they have like booths of different companies, and you can go and like give your resumes out and get hired that way. So Many people are saying like, oh, you just need boot camps, and that's fine. Boot camps are, self-study, which is fine. If you're diligent and you stick with it and you have like a plan to, for your end goal. But I also feel like colleges really help as well because you have that degree. And for a lot of government positions, they do look for people having degrees. And I'm in a government area, predominantly government area. So they look for degrees. They look for certain criteria to work. So it depends on where you live and what you're trying to do. But I highly encourage people, if you are in college or you want to go into a college, pursue a college degree, I highly tell people to get out there and figure out what your college offers and make the best out of what you're getting in college, because it can help.
Yeah, that's true. That's so true. I mean, like you made one statement, that kind of stuck with me for a second, but your network is your net worth. So that's 100 right there. You know what I'm saying? That's I mean, your network is how you get jobs. You know what I'm saying? And maintain yourself in the field. So it's definitely helped me. You know what I'm saying? So that's great advice. You putting out there. So I, I appreciate it. But it was something else you said. Crap, and I forgot to write it down. Um, so your school, your college, so was it more hands on as far as cause that's how I learn. I have to do stuff, in order to, fully grasp it and continue to or fully understand it. So was it like that though for you? Or
It was very hands on.
mm-hmm,
Like I said, my professors were working in the field. So
mm-hmm,
my digital forensics professor, we would always be working with digital forensics software in case. And he would have us like install other like software off the internet that you could use for digital forensics. And we would do digital forensics projects. Um, it was also another project that he had us do where we would clone hard drives, because in digital forensics you have to like clone. You can't use
mm-hmm.
like that. You can't use like the evidence as testing. You have to like clone everything and then work with that and keep like a chain of custody. So like he taught us how to do like chain of custodies and stuff like that.
Wow.
And then his wife actually, she worked in more of like, she was like a cybersecurity manager, I think, for a company. And so she did a lot of presentations for clients or stakeholders and stuff like that. So she would have us do like similar projects or presentations and explain like how you were going to build out, the security infrastructure for company, and how you were going to employ the different IPs, and how you were going to, what you were going to name your company, or what you were going to name certain aspects of like your network or security infrastructure and stuff like that. Like I still have all those projects and stuff like that, and everything that they taught us, like I do, like you do on the job. So a lot of the things that they were teaching me in my classroom, I was eventually doing on the job.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. And when you brought up digital forensics, that kind of reminds me of um I don't know, some Linux tools I've played around with in the past, as far as just extracting data off hard
Mm-hmm.
drives and stuff. And because at one point I was thinking about pursuing something to that effect for like one of those three-letter agencies or something like that. Is that something you ever thought about doing, like the police or the
You know what? When I first started cybersecurity, I was like, I'm gonna work for the FBI.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be up there like trying to, find all these like bad guys, and and then I started getting deeper into the, learning more and figuring. I was like, I don't want to work for no FBI. Like, and then you hear about like the stuff that they come across in digital forensics. I
Oh
was
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that would ruin me spiritually. I was like, I can't do that. Like,
Yeah, because they do go after those those, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I was like, I can't do it. Like I remember they brought someone to the club, the cybersecurity club that does digital forensics. And when she was telling me like most of the cases that she deals with, it was sickening. It was like,
Yeah.
it's terrible.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it kind of remind me of someone I met that worked for the NSA, and the pictures they told me they would come across, is sickening. You know what I'm
It's
saying? So
disgusting.
yeah,
I
but
couldn't.
yeah, but let's get away from that topic. But hold on, shout out to everybody that's coming in. I see a couple more people coming through. And hold on, let me see. Yeah, Earl Owens. He actually asked a question earlier. And I wanted to. That's what I forgot to ask you. Let me see if I can find it right fast. It was. Let's see. It was something with the job that you work for right now, but don't worry about it. I'll find it later or something, maybe in ask it later. But shout out, if you guys are just coming in, I have Taylor in the building, and we just basically talking tech. So I appreciate you guys coming through. Um, let me see. Oh, someone did ask. Did you get a 4 year degree?
No, I only have an associate's,
Okay, okay.
and it's still,
Yeah, yeah.
doing great.
Now, I always say this too, like, I got a bachelor's degree, okay? But I got more out of my associate's degree than my bachelor's degree, because it was more like Montgomery University, like you were saying. It's a lot more hands-on there. Um, and I got a lot more out of that program than my actual bachelor's degree, because once I got into the bachelor's program, it was just all about, theory, papers, and it wasn't, I don't know. You wasn't working with software. You wasn't training with software. It's just, you the professor, give you a topic to write about, and you basically
Right,
write about it.
right.
So,
And
yeah.
it's like I tell a lot of people, if they, want to start out, do like a 2 year, like start with a 2 year, because the campus is smaller, you get more interaction with the professors, your classes are smaller. When you go to, like you said, a 4 year, you're not really, you don't get to build that connection with your professors,
Hmm.
and sit and talk with them as often. So I really encourage people to do 2 year. It's great.
Beneficial, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, let's hop into certifications. So,
Mhm.
what certifications do you have, and what are you? Well, just let's start with that.
So I just got the Security Plus this year, but I
Hmm.
was able to obtain many jobs just off my associate's degree alone.
Hmm.
Because I think also what I'm not stating is like Montgomery College is a known college here, so they knew what I was doing in that cybersecurity program. They knew like what was going on, so I think that's what really convinced them to give me the chance to be at these jobs
Hmm.
without any certs. But I do have a Security Plus, and I'm currently working on the Pen Test Plus and getting
Okay.
that next. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? Security Plus is definitely something that you need, especially if you're getting into government work. That's like one of the first certs I recommend to people. That's that DO, what is it, DOD 8570,
Yeah.
one of those certifications on there, on that list. So yeah, and that's what actually that video, because I'm subscribed to your channel, and if you
Hmm.
guys didn't know, if you guys are new, most of you guys know her, but uh she does have a YouTube channel, and actually let me bring that up, and then I'm about to uh be all over the place, but let me bring that up as well. But if you guys didn't know, she does have, website, um, and we'll get to it and let her talk about it, a little more. But yeah, I'm subscribed to your channel, and I saw you do the video on, you receiving your Security Plus. So that's what made me want to hit you up, and I was like, oh man, she's doing great things in the field, you know what I'm saying, and obtaining certifications, which is always good, because in my opinion, that helps you excel as well. But yeah, so
I
check out
see.
our channel. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I see someone, Savage Scientist Dev, say the
Hmm.
CEH. Yeah, textual chatter. They don't. A lot of people, if you're in the infosec industry, infosec Twitter space, they don't like CEH
Hmm.
anymore. They don't recommend that one.
Yeah,
But
and I've
OSCP,
heard that too. Oh, go
yeah.
ahead.
No, you're fine. You can go.
No, I was just gonna say I heard that too. About CEH. I heard it was. I don't know. It's not worth it or
Yeah,
whatever.
and
Nah.
I think the company said something kind of bad about women, so they were like, "Yeah, we don't want to mess with them anymore."
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
That makes sense. Um. Yeah, but do you are you looking at, because this is one that I've heard a lot of people say, what, OSCP, or are you looking at pursuing any like search like on that
like
level, or
yes,
I don't know much about cybersecurity search other than what people tell me that's in the field.
yeah. I do want to. I'm working on Pen Test Plus right now,
Okay.
um, and then after that, I want to get EJPT, which is like a junior penetration tester cert.
Mhm.
And then after that, hopefully, I can get the OSCP. I'm not sure about the CISSP. I don't know if you guys have seen like the whole the chit chat going on Twitter about the CISSP and the drama around that.
Mhm.
I might get it in the future when if I want to become like a manager or something like that. But
Okay.
right now, OSCP is like the highest we're looking at right now.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, and textual chatter says the CISA is better,
Yeah,
which I heard about that one. And they were just saying that it was a good cert.
I
And
wanted to get that one as well, but I think I'm just gonna stick with the pen testing stuff because I'm a
okay.
pen tester in the making.
So you like the red team, blue team, the trying to, you know, because I know a lot of like I met somebody that travels and does that, and I know that might be a little hard since you got the little one, now,
Yeah,
but with the whole red team thing, that it's a lot of travel involved, especially if you're a contractor or you work for someone that's contracted out to different organizations to run pen test on.
yeah. So in the corporate world, you're usually like if you're a security analysis an engineer
Hmm.
working on stock, you're usually like blue team because you're defending.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of defending in my career, but I've ever since I went to college and I've seen that I could be, pursue this field. I was like, okay, I want to be red team. Like, this is what I want to be at the end of the day, or like
Hmm.
when I get to that point in my career. So right now, I just started an internship with the Safer Internet Project, and they're basically training me to be a pen tester and get my pen test plus, get pen test contracts and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So I've been having a lot of fun with them lately.
Okay. Cool. 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 Now let me ask you this, and this is kind of like a generic question that I typically ask most people. Like, what are some of the challenges that you faced working in the field? And it could be anything.
Sure. Well, I am a Black woman, so I think a lot of jobs where I've come on, I think that they kind of undermine me or underestimate me, and they don't expect me to like know or be as interested or kind of put my voice out there to recommend things or recommend um, things that would help our team or things that would help the overall organization. So I think it has to do a lot with me being a woman and then me being Black on that, and just I'm trying to say, trying to think of what to say, like almost like demanding my space on the team,
Hmm.
or demanding my respect,
Hmm.
So when I first started out in the corporate world, when I got my first job as a help desk analysis, like I didn't really know much. Like I didn't really have any training or you know, um, my aunt and uncle, they gave me like some corporate experience, like, oh, go to work and like put your head down and just work, but that doesn't help you like grow. You can't just like go there and just like not talk and not communicate, not, get to know your team members. And I learned over time, like each job that I got, that I had to get to know my team members. I had to know how to, navigate office culture, how office culture sees me phenotypically, and how they're going to respond to me, in certain situations, and just how to demand my space and demand like, or, get respect from everyone that I'm working with. So that, and then, your typical dealing with, difficult clients, or dealing with people that don't understand you or want things, in a certain time, that's normal. But I think for the most part, with me being like a diversity hire most of the time, and having to deal with that.
Yeah, yeah, and I agree with you there. Now, have you ever felt as though you didn't belong?
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
how have you dealt with that? Oh, go ahead.
I know I come off as very confident, and like, I'm in this field, I'm taking up space, but I do get, sometimes I do get imposter syndrome. Like I feel like, um, I may not be as good as, the non-black people, or, I may not know as much, but, nobody knows everything, coming into the tech industry. And how I've dealt with that is just, I keep studying, I keep putting my best foot forward, I keep, helping people where I can that don't know as much as me, and who are trying to get in the tech industry. And I try to share my confidence and my um, just strong mind with other people, because it can deter a lot of us that, are black,
Hmm.
and we're not the predominant in this field. So you can feel like you're alone, or you can feel like, there's not many of us. You don't have like a friend, or you don't have, people that you can relate to. So I try to share my confidence and try to, show people that we're here to take up space, and you can contribute to this industry just as much as the next
Anybody
person.
else? Yep. Yep. I 100% agree with you. And that's one of the reasons I try to do these interviews, just to show, that we are out here. You know what I'm saying? We are doing great things in the IT field, and it's important for us to, I guess, put ourselves out there and just show, I mean, who knows? I mean this is a public platform, but who knows? Some little girl, some little boy down in Baton Rouge, Louisiana is probably listening to this conversation, and like, hey, there are people that's doing this, especially, that's from where I live right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's important that we put ourselves out there, and just let people know that it is possible to get into,
Yeah,
you know.
that's another reason why I do it, because like you said, we come from a place where tech is not pushed. Like it's not pushed for, especially for our community, and then for women. So I get up every day and I'm like, there's people where we come from where
Hmm.
they don't know about this. So I need to use my platform to push it for them.
Exactly. I agree. Now, let me let me see. It was one other thing. Oh, how important is it to know Linux when working in cybersecurity? Because my channel is all about Linux. That's what I talk about all the time. So I always try to push it, and that's why I asked this question. But go ahead.
I think it's a very important skill. Um, that was something that was heavily focused on in my degree program. I did have like a class dedicated to learning Linux.
Hmm.
Um, if you plan on becoming like a Linux administrator, or working heavily with Linux, I would definitely focus on Linux. But you do need to have some type of Linux background, because you never know what distribution that company could be working with.
Yeah, exactly,
So
exactly. And oh, go
yeah,
ahead.
I use Kali Linux most of the time. I know like Parrot OS is another pen testing software that's Linux based. Uh, Ubuntu is heavily used in cybersecurity, so it's good to know how to use and navigate Linux.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's pretty much all I got. I was gonna ask you, do you know any programming languages or any that you recommend for people?
Yes. So when I started my degree, they had us, which I don't know why. I think now they switched it to Python, which I think is better. But
Hmm.
when I first started my degree, I took a C++ class and a C. It was like C and C++ combined, and I hated it so much. Oh my god! I don't know how I got an A in that class because it was so hard. But it was so hard. I remember I was in my professor's office every day. I'm like, I don't understand this. Like, what is this? Like, I'm Googling all the time. Like, I don't understand this. She's like, she would explain it to me. I still wouldn't understand it, but she got it. She gave me an A because she saw that I was like, I was dedicated to trying to understand how to write C++ and C.
Hmm.
Um, but Python, they switched that class out with Python. I love Python. I've wrote code in Python. You can go find my GitHub. I've wrote like a few programs and stuff in Python, games. We do use Python. A few of the jobs I've interviewed for and are interviewing for currently, they're looking for Python, people who know Python or who have experience with Python. Um, I'm trying to think what's another one. It's good to know how HTML, like web pages and stuff, are built and work,
Hmm.
because you're going to be analyzing the back end of websites and how they're built. You do a lot of OSINT, um, when you're looking at websites and how they're built. I'm doing that now for a project. And JavaScript is good to know. I don't like JavaScript. It's the devil. Um, and what else? I would say that's about it right now. I know, like, if you go on job descriptions and you see they'll list certain languages that they're looking for, but for the most part, Python is what I've been seeing on a lot of jobs.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. That's true. Because I've seen it as well. It's like becoming one of the most popular, programming languages, or it is one of them, and the easiest to learn. So I definitely agree with you there. Um, it was
I see some people asking like what I did as a cybersecurity engineer, and it wasn't remote. I was in the office.
okay.
Yeah, I was working in the office. I'd come in, I would check, our IDS, IPS. So our IDS and IPS would send alerts to our emails. So I would just have to go through oh my God, my inbox used to be crazy in the morning. So we would go in and I would check my inbox, see what alerts came through, see which ones were false positives, or actual, alerts. And I would go in and either fix them, see what was going on, or I would delete them out of the IDS system. And I was ahead of phishing when I got on, so I handled like all the phishing campaigns through all of the we had 6 different orgs across the U.S. So I had to handle phishing campaigns across the whole organization across the U.S. So if
Wow.
we had big phishing, we had a big phishing issue come in, I had to like type up like, oh, and put like a screenshot of what the phishing was like, the details of the phishing, what was going on, don't click this, to do this. And I had to get that approved before sending it out. And when they approved it, I sent it out, and everybody like across, the organization would read that and follow the directions. And we
Hmm.
most of the time we didn't. It would be before I got that out. Some people would click on the campaign, and then we had to fix the issue that came with that. But then once we caught it and nipped it in the bud, we were fine after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, the OG asked a question in the chat. Professor Black Ops, my man. Have you worked with any compliance or hoarding of systems? and he's talking about the whole STIGs process. I think it falls with policy and okay.
No, I have not. That's another thing that a lot of people don't know about cybersecurity. There's like the policy side. You don't have to do like the technical side, which I'm like in love with. You could do like, what he's talking about, the policy side. If you don't want to be technical, you can, put in place policies, procedures, make sure that companies are following cybersecurity guidelines. I'm not interested in that, but if you're interested in, making sure that the company is adhering to certain policies and guidelines, that's for you.
Yeah, you're right, and that's why I tell people. I mean, it's so many different areas of cybersecurity, information technology that you can get into, and previous skills. Even if you transition, previous skills can somewhat transition you over into IT and cybersecurity as well.
Mm-hmm.
With the experience that you may have, so. And that's one area that I've seen a lot of people transition to the whole policy. If you're, good at writing documents or good at, uh, building out policies and, understanding how to work with the lawyers to make sure certain things are put in a policy correctly, you know. Anyway, um, but that's pretty much all I got for you. I definitely appreciate it. Let me go down there. Oh, shout out to AM1. Salute to you, bro. I see you in the chat, bro. Thanks for coming through. But is there anything else you wanna, put out there into uh into the atmosphere for anybody that's trying to get into tech, or pretty much anything you want to shout out your channels and all that stuff, or links.
Yeah, you can find most of my information on my website, thedigitalempress.com. I do have a study group called the Digital Empire Study Group, and we're in there. All studying. Most of the people in there are studying to get their Security Plus or any other CompTIA certs that we're working on. We get in there and talk about our career goals. We help each other out with, if they're in college, if they, have any questions about, certain their homework or anything. We talk about that. If they have any questions about like how we're kind of doing here, and we're just giving each other like insight and help, we do that. And all I gotta say is like if you are thinking of pursuing this industry, know that you can enter this field if you are black, you are a woman, and I want to tell people if you think about doing something, stick with it. Stick with one thing. Don't try and do too many things at once. Stick with one thing. Get it done, and then move on to the next. You don't want to like overcrowd yourself with too many resources and too much at one time.
Yeah, yeah,
But,
that's. Oh, I'm
yeah.
sorry. Go ahead.
Um, you
I
can go.
cut you off. I'm sorry. But nah. Shout out to you. You know what I'm saying. I like what you're doing over there at your channel. As well as on your website. And for everybody, all her links is down in the description of the video. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you follow her on all her social media, you know what I'm saying? And as well as subscribe to her YouTube channel and watch her videos and everything. She does put out good information. So I want you guys to really check her out and say, hey.
The CompTIA baby.
Yeah, yeah. I remember in the video he had on a Security Plus shirt or a CompTIA shirt or
Yes,
onesie.
they sent him like a whole care package for that, and
Okay.
my family's like so proud, and they think he's like a genius baby now. So he is the CompTIA baby.
Cool. Yeah, but shout out to everybody that came through. I definitely appreciate all you guys for coming out. I appreciate all the people that show love by donating to the channel as well. And make sure you guys, follow Digital Empress. She's doing great things over there. And peace to everybody that came through again. And please stay on for a second after this.